Hi there, my name is Julie Rapson, and this is my project that I have done. It is a South America currency calculator, and I'll talk a little bit about it now. So this is what it looks like here. It has the title up here, South America Currency Calculator. It has a label to select the country of your choice for instructions. It has the combo box. Some multiple labels that don't have anything, so I'm going to set them later. Has a text box and two buttons here, convert and a clear button. Also, I have these images I put in for the flags to match the countries that I'm doing, and that's about it. But just to give you a quick view of this, I have set the text here. I also made sure to change the names and got all that completed on these. So as for example, you can see the label doesn't have any text, but it is definitely has a name here. So that is that. Now I'm going to run it. So let's just start. This is the splash screen, which I like that. So this is the combo box, and it says select country of your choice, clear instructions, and to me, very simple. And then I picked these 3 countries because I happen to know someone in each of these countries. A few people in Bolivia, actually. So pretty cool. So let's pick Paraguay, for example. And what happens when you select it, it puts this label here that the US dollars to PYG, or Paraguay Guarani, and then tells you instructions, enter the US dollar amount. So if I enter $25 for the US dollar amount, I would hit convert. The conversion is this crazy number. Okay, if I clear that out, I can come back up here. As you see, it says choose a country again, and click Bolivia, $25, and I get $172.75. And last one, if I get Argentina, under $25, I'll get $5,522. So let's see what happens if I do some letters, convert. Please enter a valid number. Let's enter a huge number, ridiculously large. Please enter a smaller number. And then if I do a -1 and convert, please enter a number greater than 0. Okay, so 1252, convert it, and there's my conversion, 90,198 PYG. So that is how that works. So the clear button clears it all out, and it's pretty simple. So I will show you the code. So here's the splash screen, just to show you. And then here is the form. So I got my comments up here and explaining the program. I have these options strict and explicit on due to recommended best practice. And then I have the main form here. So the variables, I'm only doing these variables up here because they're going to be constants, and they are set to what I've gotten off Google. Now, I have stated here these seem to have fluctuated in the time that I have been creating this. Not like every day, but a couple of times it's changed. So I didn't realize money or currency changed very often. Maybe they do in different countries, but I guess I'm just not worldly enough. But I have those set here. And then here is the next thing is my combo box index change function. And what we do here is basically it checks to see which index was selected and then returns the correct text corresponding to the selection. It'll start showing some labels and buttons. So basically, if you pick the first one, it's Paraguay, and it sets the text here. It puts all these labels as true. It puts this currency as true, so you can enter your US amount. And then the button clear can be seen, and the convert button is seen. And it sets focus on the text box here. So that is pretty much it. It does the same thing if you select Bolivia or Argentina as well. I will make note here that it starts with 0, so it goes 0, 1, 2 instead of 1, 2, 3, as you already know. Then I have a clear screen function here. This clears out all the previous selections and stories and resets focus. So it basically clears everything out, resets it. Here, I'm just going to mention this because I had to set it to -1 to get it to completely to go, back. And then I noticed when I had it set to -1, it was blank. So I put text in here so it made sense again and didn't have just a blank. So the next thing here is this is just when you click the button clear, it's going to call the clear screen function up here. So that's how that works. And then the form load. Oh, sorry, this is in the middle, but it's the very first thing that happens. So when the form loads, the sleep is set to 4,000. I made it a little bit longer than previous projects because I like the little splash screens. I don't know if well, let's just put it that way. So, and then I make the instructions visible to the user on the form load. So they load in, they wait this 4 seconds, and then they can see the instructions. The next is the conversion button. So when clicking the convert button, this will go into a check for the number being valid. If it is, it will continue to see which index was selected and then send the value to the appropriate function to have the currency calculated. So here are my variables up here. It's going to validate the input. So it's calling a function here. And well, this is an actual function. So it will return a value to appear. So the function validates the input is usable by checking if the number is greater than 0 and sets the variable to true and then returns back to the caller. So here we have this. I did a try and catch here for these exceptions. So it has proper error messages that will be displayed as well. So basically, it sets this immediately as false, and then it says, try this. Convert the number that we pass to decimal and that we get from the text box. And if this number is greater than 0, then set that to true. So then it gets set to true and returns it immediately. We don't have to go further. So if not, it says, please enter a number greater than 0, because that's what we're checking for. And then we have a catch exception as a format exception, which it will ask for a valid number. And this one's an overflow, and this one's a system. That ends the try catch statement. It also sets the currency to focus and the text to nothing and returns this. And that ends that. So we go back up here. So if we get a true, then convert this to decimal from the text box. And then it sends it to this if, else, if, end if. And basically it's saying if you selected 0, which is Paraguay, then send it to this function. If it's 1, send it to this function. And I only have 3, 0, 1, and 2. So this one is not looking for number. It's just the last else. So let's just go look at one of these. These are pretty easy. So these are private functions as well, and they return an amount back to this area here. So this is for Paraguay. It just takes the amount and does a calculation here. It multiplies the amount you entered with the value I have set in the constant variables at the beginning and returns that amount. and that is what is displayed back on the program. That is pretty much it. Those were pretty simple, so I didn't really put many comments here, but it's pretty self-explanatory. It takes this number here, and that's what I got off Google, and pulls it in here and multiplies the amount, $25 or whatever amount you put in, and returns that amount.